Find more scenes of devastation along the border with Gaza.
Republicans squabbling over new leader, and the man who grabbed the majority of votes behind closed doors walks away.
I withdraw my name.
Majority Leader Steve Scalise didn't have votes. Now it's back to the drawing board for House Republicans who are set to meet at 10 a.m. Eastern. A cop in Philadelphia shot and killed in an airport parking garage. Another officer wounded as they arrived for work. America is listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, TGIF, because I don't think I could take another day this week. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows, and so happy that I woke up in the land of the free and the home of the brave in the United States of America.
My goodness gracious. Things are just escalating all over the country, all over the world. And it's having an impact right here.
I don't even know where to start.
I don't even know where to start. Israel, of course, right now, they told Gaza citizens, y'all need to get out of town because we don't want to hurt y'all. And then Hamas said, no, we ain't letting you leave.
Just about an hour ago, they were dropping flyers from the sky to warn the people in Gaza to leave, to evacuate.
Yeah.
Go south.
And now that terrorist organization sponsored by Iran, let me just bring that up to you one more time. Iran, whoever, Iran, they won't let them leave to save themselves.
They're telling them not to leave.
Because they surround themselves, the Hamas idiots surround themselves with innocent civilians.
That's right.
Hoping that Israel will not do anything. Well, I'm sorry. Israel is going to do something.
Oh, they've
already warned them this morning. I was leaving the house and said, y'all need to evacuate the northern section of Gaza because we're about to come in.
We're going to flatten it.
We're knocking on your door.
They were dropping, they were doing airstrikes all night long on the outer edges of Gaza.
And they said, we're coming.
Yep.
Y'all better leave Gaza. I say do it.
Anyway, the Israeli Defense Force jets have struck so far 750 Hamas military targets overnight last night.
Yeah.
If you got enough jets and bombs and rockets and stuff to drop it on 750 different locations overnight, Hamas ought to be thinking these people are kind of serious about this stuff.
Maybe we need to back down. Oh, yeah. You can watch the live feeds all night. They're 24/7, and the bombs were dropping.
Well, it is a war because Israel declared war on them because it was an unprovoked attack last Saturday morning, 1 week ago, coming up on 1 week ago, when that bunch of they say they had been planning this for 2 years.
On the anniversary of the last war,
but
1973.
they've been planning it for 2 years. What to do?
Yeah.
So it got done, and
I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I just wonder how many of their people have entered into the United States over the last couple of years.
Well, we do know that has happened.
Yes.
There's not a doubt in anybody's mind. I'm sure that has happened.
Well, you remember that when Senator Tillis called us, or U.S. Senator called us, it was back 3, 4, 5 months ago, and he was talking about the list that they captured coming across the border. But he said there was many more that came in and undetected.
They get one out of every 100 maybe terrorists that are on the terrorist watch list. They don't know about all of these Hamas fighters, these people, the terrorists, the Iran backed terrorists. They do not know who they are. We don't know who they are. We're going to find out, unfortunately.
Well, this morning I saw a headline as I was leaving the house that Putin, who's been very silent, has spoke up and he's blaming the U.S. for this. But
she does.
I had to laugh as I chuckled out the door.
Yeah, so do something about it, Putin.
Yeah.
What you going to do about it?
Come on.
Well, there's an elevated risk across the United States.
I
over the
just
weekend.
Travel advisories.
Travel advisories New York City has put out a
LA
warning.
is too. Somebody just posted on Facebook, is anyone keeping kids home because of Global Day of Jihad? This person lives
Yeah,
here in
today's the
Jacksonville.
global day. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how I don't watch the news much, but I didn't know what that was. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, they're calling for a day of protest
Yeah.
across the nation. So.
I don't think here in Jacksonville,
It's
y'all
not-
gonna
it
have
ain't-
to worry about
It
it.
ain't going to work here.
No, so go ahead and send your kids to school. They need to learn. You're absolutely not gonna have to worry about it.
No.
I truly believe.
I don't think our kids and our schools will have to worry anything about it here in Onslow County.
I've been watching the news, and apparently they were protesting in Boston. I'm
Yes.
going to be in Boston next week,
Bless you.
and some of the protesters
right.
were
You can't-
anti-Israeli.
you
So I
can't even
have,
take your gun. You know that, right?
I know, but I've got relatives that live there. I can get one from them. But I think I'm gonna find me a shirt with the Jewish flag on it, and I'm gonna bust up in that protest.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
go
my
right
God,
ahead.
we're gonna have to watch you on the
I'll be
news,
on
aren't we?
Oh Lord, somebody's gonna have to go. Robin, just cancel what you're doing next week because you're gonna have to take Kelly to Boston.
Robin, I would suggest you get your.
Oh, I got
your
my daughter going with me
I'd
and some
suggest,
other people.
Robin,
We're
you
gonna
get your
have it's a
handcuff and
girls
just go
trip
ahead
right
and
here.
cuff her to the house somewhere,
I got,
Yeah.
and don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And take her cell phone away.
So I was like irritated. Then
We'll
I
know
saw,
something's wrong if Kelly's not sending messages.
on the way coming up here today, I was listening to these college kids. Look, I'm so glad my children have graduated college. I am just so thankful they're not having to listen to this nonsense that these kids are being fed. And they were protesting at colleges throughout, big name colleges throughout the
Mhm.
U.S. about this, and blaming Americans and saying that this is fake. And if that were my children, let me tell you what I would do. First of all, they
Whoop
wouldn't
'em.
because they know better. But if
Cut
heaven
off their
forbid they
funds.
got, I would cut the funds off. I would be like, you funding your own way through college. You gonna pay your own cell phone. Don't ask for money for this, that. You
Mhm.
want to act a fool and be like this, go for it. Don't listen to that nonsense in school.
Oh, you can if you want to, but
Yeah,
you're
but
on your own.
You're on your own.
If
yeah.
you can cough up the bucks, go for it.
hmm
You ain't getting it from here.
Luckily, my children have been, little world travelers.
Mhm.
So they've been to other countries and they know. So, but some of these kids have never been out of their state or much less out of the U.S. and they don't know how it is and they don't know what the real world is because they don't watch the news or they're not told. They're not educated. They listen to some nonsense spouted off by some professor that half the time don't have no reason being a professor.
Some liberal
Yep.
leaning,
Looney
left-leaning
Tune.
Looney
Yeah.
Tune. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I thank the good Lord, my youngest daughter who graduated from ECU back in 2020 or 21, I can't remember now. She had a professor from the Ukraine. I don't know what this professor's name is, but she's amazing. And my daughter loved her. And a bunch of kids started talking about socialism in the class. And I don't know what kind of class it was. The professor stopped the lecture and lost her mind on these entitled college kids about what socialism really was.
Did she now?
My daughter stood up and applauded her because she's heard that lecture from me. She
Mhm.
knows. And she said the kids were like trying to argue with her at first. She's like, I am from Ukraine. This is what I lived. Then started pulling out photos and this and that and educating them. And my daughter estimates at least 3/4 of the class minds were changed by the time they left that because they spouting mess they'd heard
Good. We need
and
to
didn't
get
know
her
nothing
on.
about. I need to find out. I'll have to ask who this lady is.
Is she still available? Let's
I'm
talk
gonna have
with
to
her.
ask her. Yeah.
Well, my granddaughter, and when she was in junior high school, which was not that long ago, had a teacher that was extremely liberal because my granddaughter and I, we talk all the time about everything and
yeah.
politics too.
Yeah.
And she come up with this attitude that was very liberal. And I thought, where are you getting all this? Oh, class, teacher. And I was like, look, I came this close to getting in the car and going down to and this was in another county. And just, but of course, that was her parents' responsibility, which they took care of that. But I was like, what are you doing? What? I'm like, and she registered
This ain't the way you were brought up.
January when she turned 18. She registered, and I was so proud of her. But she registered as an unaffiliate.
Good.
She was grandma's little Republican
You-
until that teacher got a hold of her.
You got to understand, we are
Yes.
taking over.
Look,
Did you know in Onslow County right now, we have 84 people that have changed over to the No Labels Party?
Huh?
Yes, I went in there and checked the registration last night. The unaffiliated is up close to 3,000 now over the Republicans. And that party, No Labels, that has been
Oh, wait, I
around
thought
since
you were
like,
talking about the unaffiliated.
No, this is the no label.
Oh, the
this
No
is the
Labels
No
Party.
Labels Party
Okay.
now. 84 people, that's a lot.
That is a
yes.
lot.
That is a lot. It does. I know people listening, but 84 is nothing. Yes, it is.
How many Green Party members are there?
It was more than the Green Party and
So that's
more
what I'm
than the
saying.
Constitution.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, that's No Label was really taking off. I think that was started back in 2013, but it's come to North Carolina now. Our former governor, Pat
Yeah.
McCrory's pushing that.
Come to Onslow County for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt
They
about
may
it.
be throwing somebody on the presidential ballot too.
All right, we got a couple of we got one gentleman coming in this morning,
Paul Levesque.
and we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about Americanism.
Yes, we are.
How about that? I like that.
And
word,
he's a true
Americanism.
patriot.
We're going to be talking about that and what's coming up in the next few weeks.
Yes.
So we'll be chatting about that. But right now, I'm going to go back to a topic that we've been hammering
Oh, let me guess.
for over a
All
week.
Mhm.
Started a little over a week ago with a school board meeting that was absolutely the most disheveled.
Out of control. Whew.
Okay, I'm trying everything I can do to keep it as clean as I can.
Don't you
Yeah.
get us knocked off or fined by the
Yeah, so I was
FCC.
just throwing a couple words out there for you.
Just
Thank
think
you.
them in your head.
I'm thinking
You
them
can
in
say
there.
them to me at the break.
Okay. No, I can't.
we'll trade
I won't even
barbs.
talk like that to you at the break. So anyway, it was a show. I'm going to get that cup that I showed you yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yes.
put it right out front here. I may have to
You'll have to
put a little
black out
black
part.
black
Yeah.
tape over
You
part of
don't
it.
need anything else front. It's like walking through Fort Knox now.
I love it.
No, I'm talking about out
No,
here
he
on the
means
desk.
right
Oh,
here.
okay, on the
Yeah.
desk.
You can put it beside the Cardinal.
Shoo.
I put it
It'll be
right
his
there
little
beside the
drinking
Cardinal.
cup. Yeah.
Put some bird seed in it.
Because
Yeah,
it's
we're good.
about a show. Now you all figure out what kind of show it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Has to do with waste. Yes.
And yesterday, I'm getting messages
Mhm.
from Lee.
Well, yeah, because I got messages for other people from people sending me information, but
Now we're talking about Lewis
We-
Rogers. Now,
we-
let's just get it out there right up front. School board member Lewis Rogers, who was appointed, not elected. In fact, he lost the election.
true.
So he's a loser in that respect. Right up front, right?
He lost it.
He lost the election.
Right.
So you're a loser.
That,
Now-
okay, that's
Now, at this
Oh, Lord.
back in March. When did he request? I forgot.
May.
Was it
May he
May?
requested.
He requested to go to an event
May
at
9th.
Wrightsville Beach. Yeah, May 9th in Wrightsville Beach. That cost the county taxpayers a lot of money,
Mhm.
$199 a day, and he didn't show up for it for 3 days. He
Huh,
got there on
right.
for the third day,
$199 a day for classes
Plus-
each day, plus hotel.
plus the hotel at the Shell Rock
Resort.
Shell
Resort.
Island Resort,
Mhm.
which is $348 a day plus valet parking.
No, the valet
He
parking
didn't-
was in
that's right. That was
Tampa.
the other one.
Yeah.
Plus whatever else the charges were.
His lunch, his food charges.
Well, he wasn't there,
Well,
so he
yeah.
didn't get.
Well, he
paid.
didn't get paid for that because they took it off of what he owes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So anyway, here's we're trying to figure out why he didn't show up there for the first couple of days.
He said he had to go to Bryn Mawr.
Well, that was for Sunday night,
6 minutes to midnight.
and he should have already been
He
there.
should have already been
True.
there. That's what I'm
But
arguing.
it comes to light now, according to documents from Lee, that she got them from the court system.
Yeah, they were actually, because we've had a lot of outside sources contacting
tons
us.
These
of
are
us.
court documents that were given to you.
And I was sent.
So
some
where
court
was he on
documents.
Tuesday? The day that even
Tuesday
if
or Monday?
he
Tuesday.
even if he had this excuse for Monday, which he didn't tell anybody about for 2 months, but for Tuesday he wasn't there.
No, he was in court. Onslow County Court.
He was where?
In court.
Why?
He had a civil action, I guess it would be, against him from Discover Bank, I think. Discover Bank.
Representing
Yeah.
the HOA?
No,
Or-
that was a different thing.
that was a different one.
No,
Okay.
different one.
So Discover Bank.
Yes, had taken out a civil action against him for, I imagine, money due,
Uh-huh.
And
So he had to be in court on Tuesday.
he was in court on Tuesday. Well, before, like we verify everything with
Yes,
the information
yes.
that comes to us. So I requested a copy of the court report, and it shows that he was in court that day. So remember,
we paid
Mhm.
$348,
$358. Right.
$358 plus $199 for him to
Right.
be at this event at Wrightsville Beach.
Well, you remember now on the information on the paperwork that we got, that we requested and got from the school system.
Yeah, all 5,000 pages of it.
On the morning of June 12th, he sent an email to Barry Collins, Ken Reddick, and Bradley Williams, Jody Ramsey, asking for a meeting with Dr. Collins and Mr.
Uh-huh.
Reddick in reference to a meeting with them before doing his required superintendent evaluation, which he
Mhm.
had to have done by that Friday. And
But he
on-
was supposed to be at a meeting.
that's right.
Entire week.
On the next morning, June 13th, which is the day we're talking about in question here, Dr. Collins replied to that email and said, "Are you in Wrightsville Beach with the Summer Leadership Conference?" At 8:38 a.m., Mr. Rogers replied to Mr. Collins with an email, and this was a crazy reply. "You are correct. I am set to leave this evening and return on Saturday. It didn't occur to me that I would be leaving so soon when I was receiving the email." So that
That's the most
was not.
ridiculous response to anything
So-
that I've ever heard or read.
I'm not sure, Kelly. What did you get out of that response? Like what?
Well, I'm going to stand by my statement that A, he should have been there on Sunday.
That's
Bravo,
right.
Sierra.
B,
Mhm.
let's say he came back on Monday for the Bryn Mawr thing, but I still don't understand that
A
because
client, right?
He went there at 2:00 in the morning on Monday.
But the point is, as a therapist, okay, when your client goes into treatment inpatient, you're turning the care over to the treatment to those people at the facility at that time. What is he needing to do? You don't go over there and tell them how to treat your client.
Nope.
They're in inpatient mental health facility,
Yep.
being treated by someone at a higher level than you are. Like, what could he have needed to do? They contact you after. They contact you after it's over to set up what is called aftercare treatment.
Mhm.
Happens to me all the time when I've had clients go inpatient, or they send me new clients. So, hey, they're coming, they need aftercare. We're going to send you over. And once you get your first meeting, and we're going to send you over what happened. Here's what happened. Here's what we diagnosed them with.
So that whole
Here's what
excuse
mess-
was nothing but an
I don't
excuse.
understand. I just therapeutically don't understand the excuse. And then the second thing is, what did he do? Because here's the thing, he would not have been able to spend all day at Bryn Mawr. He don't work there. Okay. Let them
Nope.
do their thing with that client. Why did he not go then? Let's say he left Bryn Mawr at 4 a.m. Why not that morning did you not get up and drive to the conference on that Monday?
Uh-huh.
And even if you did have court on Tuesday, which clearly he did, first of all, why didn't you tell the school system and say, you it's not like you don't know about court unless you're arrested the night before, which is not the case. This is a civil thing. He knew far in advance he had that court date.
Yeah.
He couldn't go to them and go, hey, I've got a court date on this date. I'm going to have to drive back up from my conference to attend it. But that Sunday, I'm still counting Sunday. That's when he should have checked in. The Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I maintain he still should have been there. Now, I get it. You had to leave the conference to come to the court date. I understand that. But
you had plenty enough notice to tell the school administration
absolutely.
you were
But
not
he
going to be
actually-
that day.
But he, until the school system said, we ain't going to pay your stipend for those
Mhm.
days, he had basically requested his stipend for an event that he didn't even go to.
But not only that,
So that's an illegal act.
why didn't he check in as soon as he left the court. Why didn't he drive down there then and check in?
Because
He
he didn't
did
check
it
in
9
Tuesday night
o'clock.
till 9:19.
Yeah, and once again, court's usually over at 5. They try to get you out
At
of
the
there quick.
latest.
It was
Well,
about
look,
an
this-
hour
This
and a
court
half.
case, I'm sure, didn't take much time.
You
You're going to pay whatever, default judgment done. Over.
So I just don't understand why 9 o'clock at night.
It's borderlining on fraud.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think you're right. I mean, I don't understand.
At this point
There's
in
a lot about
time,
this I don't understand.
at
And
this point in time, I think probably the school system might want to contact the Onslow County Sheriff's Office, District Attorney's Office, and seek action that way because they're not getting any response in a positive way
well,
from
I
Mr.
hate to say what
Rogers.
I'm about to say, but now I literally call into question, and this is something we'll never know the answer to. Was there really an event at Bryn Mawr?
I do not know.
And we'll never know. And
Yeah.
Well, we
and I'm
can't-
okay with
we-
not
we
knowing.
can know.
But
We
now
may
I'm
be,
won-
we may be checking on that.
Oh,
We can
okay.
find out
Well,
if he was actually there at
Mhm.
2:00 in the morning, as he said.
But why 2:00 in the morning?
Well,
But I'm
that's
still trying to
because
figure
he
out-
got the call at 11:54 p.m.
Kelly, if you had a patient
Mhm,
that just got admitted
mhm.
for a mental health reason,
Uh-huh.
and it was close to midnight, let's say, when the patient was admitted, are you going to run right out there?
No.
Because the hospital is going to have time to settle the patient in, address the immediate
Well,
needs.
he didn't go right out there. It was 2
Well, why
hours
would
and
I
6
go?
minutes later.
Yes, but as
And what are you going to do?
What I don't work for Bryn Mawr. So what I'm not going to go over and tell them how to treat my patient because
That's right.
they have to do
It's
what
out
they
of
have
your
to do.
hands.
Yes, it's out of my
And
hands.
the
And,
whole
listen,
thing is
and my
suspicious.
mindset's going to be, thank God that my client is there, so I know they're not going to be harming themselves.
Uh-huh.
I know, I'm going to be like, yay, because let me tell you, I have gotten people into inpatient treatment many a time where I've done it myself, but I don't take them up there. I contact the admittance office. I give them every shred of documentation I could possibly give them. And then they keep me abreast of what's going there. But I'm not driving up there. I'm not meeting them. What am I going to do?
Nothing.
One time I had to go to the hospital to calm an individual down who was having an issue. And I got them calmed down. They're my client. And they were fine. And then they accepted all their treatment. But that's one time. But that's out of the norm. It usually just doesn't happen that way. But I'm not going to go over and tell any inpatient facility how to do what I know they need to do.
They will laugh you off the
Well,
premises.
you just don't do that.
Yep.
Well,
Okay, we got to take a weather break. And when we come back, whether or not we like it, we're going to be here.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME, and we'll be right back.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks. Now with nationwide. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Freedom 97.1 WSME with Jacksonville Cardinal High School football.
Be sure to tune to WSME Freedom 97.1 and worldwide online at WSME971.com. Tonight, as the Jacksonville Cardinals host the Vikings of D.H. Conley from Greenville. Pre-game 6:30 with Jerry Allen and Bob Warlick and the crew, the Freedom Crew, bringing you all the action. Kickoff 7 o'clock, followed by the Golden Corral post-game report. Jacksonville High School football is made possible by the following fine sponsors: National Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, Golden Corral, Modern Exterminating, Jacksonville Heating Contractors, CNS Paint, Barley Insurance, Bill Mercer, Jones Onslow EMC, Bob Mills Mitsubishi, Coastal Bank, Humphrey Heating and Air, and Bradley's Jewelers. Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too. With Cub Cadet, zero turns, lawn tractors, and walk-behind lawnmowers from Cub Cadet are engineered with premium features, leaving you with a well-manicured lawn. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and unlock the possibilities of your yard with Cub Cadet. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, and Moran City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Y'all should have been on the New River last night at sunset. I was. It was beautiful. Talk about a sunset cruise. We did it, but of course we were looking for some of those Spanish mackerels that I've been hearing so much about. Got a late start, unfortunately, but we did manage to grab a really nice fish right off the bat just before the sun went down. The only thing missing, one of those Aloha pontoon boats, one with the 3 tunes, not just 2. It was the perfect ending to a beautiful late afternoon. Watch the sun setting, the helicopters heading back to the New River Air Station, the slick waters of the New River. Wish you had been there with a bunch of your friends, a sunset cruise with your Aloha. There's still time to get one. Check with Todd or George down at Tideline Marine to see what you could be experiencing. Several Alohas are in stock right now, along with the Lund fishing boats, perfect for fishing fun on the White Oak and New Rivers for some fall and winter fishing times. And of course, if your interests are in the offshore area, nearshore, and inshore fishing, Tideline has several center console boats that you might be interested in. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Stop in. You'll understand what American power is all about. Northeasterly winds offshore today, 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 feet, except 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period, 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Saturday, southeasterly winds 15 to 20, becoming southerly 20 to 25 in the afternoon tomorrow. Gust up to 30, seas 4 to 6 feet, dominant period 6 seconds, sounds and rivers pretty choppy, becoming rough in the afternoon. A small craft advisory in effect from Saturday morning through Sunday afternoon. Sunday, northwesterly winds again 15 to 20 with gusts to 25, seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 4 near shore, sounds and rivers will be choppy.
All right, folks, there's in parts of the county, there's areas of dense fog before 10 this morning. So please be careful when you're driving. Just know there are kids trying to get on school buses and walking, people walking their pets, people jogging. So just, if you see fog, if it's not foggy right out here, but I know there are some areas. Otherwise, today it'll be sunny, high of 77 with winds calm and then 5 to 7 miles an hour. So it's a good day. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 60. Tomorrow it's going to mess up my plans. It's aggravating as heck about this.
Yep.
Showers likely with thunderstorms possible after 2 p.m. High of 79. A little windy, but gusts is 17 miles an hour. Now they've bumped it up to 70%. So this really messes my plans for tomorrow.
It's just going to rain,
aggravating me.
Kelly.
Tomorrow night, showers likely and thunderstorms. Then it will at some point just become mostly cloudy and 60% chance. So it's going to rain tomorrow night too. Then Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 72, but it's going to be a little gusty on Sunday with gusts 21 miles an hour. That means all my little hanging witch hats on my porch are going to blow off again. But then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are only in the 60s, upper 60s.
No, fall weather. Here we come.
Love it.
I got to check the weather for up north since I'm going to be in
What's
Boston.
the weather tonight again?
Tonight it's going to be 60 and
And
kind of increasing clouds.
but no
Football
rain.
Friday.
No rain at all. And east winds
Football.
only 3 to 6. So,
Football Friday. It's tonight, and the Jacksonville High Cardinals are at home again, and D.H. Connolly is going to be their victim tonight.
Amen.
How does that sound? So
That's right.
it is Football Friday. So if you can't go to the game, shame on you. We're going to be there in force. But I understand there are things that happen, or things that you may be working, but you can also listen to it on WSME
Worldwide.
97.1 FM or worldwide, wherever you are in the entire world, as long as you got an internet. WSME971.com. Those are your choices.
I love how Hollywood does that.
Or
Worldwide.
worldwide. Or, of course, you can, if you got a cell phone with those app things on it, whatever they are, you can download Simple Radio. And as soon as you download it, if you'll just search for WSME, it'll take you to our site, and you can just kind of put that on your front of your cell phone here. What's that called? That the screen?
Yeah, the
And
desktop.
then all you got to do is click on it anytime you want to.
I went to the Simple Radio app with
Uh-huh.
my phone, and I have an Android, but you can do it with an Apple too. And I went to Simple Radio. I put it in the search bar, WSME, and it
Yep.
came up 11:20 a.m. WSME. So I
Yep.
knew I was right.
Yep.
Clicked on that and started as a favorite. So you can
There-
start
there
it
you
as
go.
your favorite, and then put it on my desktop so I can listen to it anywhere I go through my phone.
There. That's it.
And it's
That's how
much
simple it is.
easier than the computer.
Not for me.
Right.
I like the computer.
It is much easier for me. I like it. I can plug it into my truck and
Of course,
listen
I
to
like
it on the
I
radio.
like the radio. I got radios over here. I got radios in the car. I got
do
in the
too.
Jeep. I got radios in the house. I got a clock radio that wakes me up with
Yes.
WSME at 4:50 every morning.
Oh, I'm up at 5, so
Nah.
I'm not far behind
I'll
Kelly
beat
gets up at
I was-
5:40.
No,
6:40.
I was up. No, my alarm, I actually woke up the last 2 mornings. I've got up when it went off at 5:10. I've been up. Then I just dilly-dally around a little bit, but I'm actually
flying
getting
in the
up.
door.
Yeah. Some mornings I'll turn that thing off and it'll just
That
go
snooze
back to
button gets
sleep.
me.
I need to stop doing
And see,
that.
I have it on Alexa too, and she's like,
I don't have a snooze
I'm not
button.
snoozing this anymore. Get up.
No, I actually,
my
the last 2
radio.
mornings I got up.
My radio is across the room.
Yes, that's what
I
I
have
do.
to get up and walk over there to disable it.
Do
So
you
and at
know?
that point in time, I'm not going back to bed.
Do you know how aggravating it is listening to Alexa at 5:00 in the morning? That forces me to get up.
I'm not going to listen to Alexa
Yeah,
at 5:00 in the morning. I will put a round.
See, she
through her
aggravates
head.
me. That's what makes me get
Okay.
up.
All right, I have not. What kind of stuff we got posting on Facebook? Something that I said.
I'm looking at it, and I'm
not looking
still
at it.
trying to decipher it. I mean, it's nothing.
Somebody has taken me to task. Is that what
Yes.
y'all are telling me? Why?
Yes.
Because I call Mr. Rogers a loser.
Yes.
When you lose an election, what do you call it?
Being a loser.
You lost?
Sadly, you lost the election.
You lost the election. You're a loser, right?
That would be
Well,
fair.
from
And
what I
that's what I
saw, this
said.
person said he's a loser. He's in that regard. And he
No, he's
said that he
quoting Rayford.
stepped out of the church, didn't he?
He's the first thing he said out of the gate, because he's referring to Rayford. Because Rayford, he quoted what Rayford just said.
Yeah, I called him a loser.
Then he said, "Stick with the facts."
The facts are he lost the election. He's
Yes.
a loser.
That's what he said. He said, "Stick with the facts."
Yeah, those
He
are
said
the
right
facts.
out of the gate.
Now, the facts are also
You know.
that how did he fare in court on Tuesday? That fateful Tuesday back
From
in
what
June.
I saw with the court documents, there was a default judgment filed against.
So he's got to pay the money.
I assume
That's
so.
what that means. Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's what that means.
So he lost that battle too.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just pointing it out there.
Well, the whole
Call it
point
what you want
is,
to do.
you know, I mean, that's his personal business, but it is
It is,
public record.
But it's his
What-
personal
his
business,
personal business-
until he was in the process of taking money
yeah, the
from
whole
the taxpayers
Yeah,
of
I
Oslo
agree.
County.
No, I
the
agree
whole
with
point
Rayford on that.
is he was supposed to be
He was his
Already
personal
in
business.
class.
Yes, he.
And he knew about it in advance.
Yes, he would have had to have known he had
They
a court
could have
date.
canceled this on Friday beforehand
Yes,
and
Well,
not
look at
have to
that.
pay $348 plus $199.
but he could have also went and said, "I need a court
$358.
continuance. I'm going to be at a conference. I can't." It's a civil case. They would have continued it.
Maybe had it already been continued. Who knows? I don't know.
That's true. I don't know that.
I think
either.
the original documentation came out, and I think that it was scheduled back in May. I have to go back and look at the documents that I
So,
was sent.
anyway,
But either way,
whatever.
he knew in advance.
He knew about it.
Yes, he didn't find out the day before that he had court. He
No.
knew in advance.
Nope.
Yeah.
The whole thing is he wants to bring out board policy 2130, and in that it says if you have a work emergency, then you're not responsible for paying back any expenses accrued. Okay,
This is not a
But
work
this isn't
emergency.
we're
work
talking
emergency.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Where were you? Because the room and the training had already been paid in advance. And
If I had
according to
known
board
that, I could
policy-
have gone down there and I could have celebrated by just using the room.
Oh yeah, it was a luxury room.
Yeah.
Luxury room on the beach.
Yeah.
I brought my family and we'd been cooking out hot dogs and yeah.
I mean, I don't. I
It's
just. So much about this. I do question. I said before.
I don't
The whole
question it. I know
point
about it.
is it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars. And,
And,
the arrogance of
Well-
I'm not paying it back
but
is
he
what
owes-
stirs up
he-
people.
And I agree. But the
Well,
other
first
thing
of all,
is,
second of all, he gets paid a monthly fee to be a
Yes.
school board member. They need to
Correct.
freeze that. They need to start taking that back. Do not pay him
till
his
he's
monthly
till he's
salary
paid back his.
until it's all paid off.
Well, you know, in that one email that we received from Dr. Collins, and it gave him the opportunity, let's work out a payment plan
Yep.
or we can do a garnishment.
Yep.
Of course, he was responded back to like, this is harassment. How dare
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Well, you know,
Yeah. But, and he's trying to use one little quote in the school board policy that if he had a work emergency, he
Bless
could be
you.
excused from
Thank
paying
you.
it back. But okay, what about the other part of the policy
Yeah.
that says you need to notify in advance?
yeah, he
Yeah.
failed. He failed to do what he was supposed
You
to
can't
do.
have it both ways.
But I also am really now starting to see things in a little bit different light. Anybody that watches these school board meetings has got to see what I think is clear antagonistic behavior towards Dr. Collins.
Mhm.
And for
we know
what
why.
reason? I mean, Dr. Collins, this man's just doing his job.
Yep.
I've read these emails to him. He is just doing his job. And to say you're taking away from my family and this and that, that's lame and not and we're even remotely accurate.
You're coming up with an excuse for your irrational behavior.
But what Lewis is also doing,
fraudulent
and
behavior.
let's be real about this, Lewis is also trying to turn the public against him for a personal vendetta.
And let's
in my
bring up a
opinion.
fact here. He was not elected by the people.
Nope.
He was appointed to fill a
He
vacancy
lost.
By the
by
executive
about
committee.
35 people, the executive committee of the Republican Party here. He was appointed to that seat.
And let me just say, I'm not on the executive committee. I don't do anything. I don't even get the Republican Party's email. They don't
I
write
do
me
now
anymore.
because
don't
I had
get their
to
emails.
raise Cain, and I finally got my first email last
my
week.
entire life. But this is just one more reason why I'm eventually just going to switch affiliation to unaffiliated, because I'm just so fed up with their nonsense anyway. I don't even get the
No
emails
label.
now, girl.
Would you like me
Let's
to
go,
get
no
you
label.
an application form
We have.
for
I
my
brought,
party?
I brought in a bunch
do
of
you?
voter registrations. That's all
Oh,
she
I
has
can
to do
switch
is
it
fill
that
out
way?
a
Why
new
don't you
one.
just fill it out, sign it?
Uh-huh.
Does it have to be notarized?
No.
Then I'll take it down to the Board of Elections for you.
Okay, I can do that.
Matter of fact, if we can get Jason in here, you can fill it out and give it to Jason.
Hand it to
Jason Dedman.
Yeah.
We miss Jason.
We do.
Yeah, I left a message for him last
He
week.
needs to be coming in here, talk about the
Yeah.
election.
Okay, so the end of it, I will address this. So someone on Facebook said, how is it y'all can see irrational behavior here, but not from the Republican leadership? I'm just trying to understand. Well, clearly you haven't listened to me talk.
She just now said she's going to change.
I just said, one, I'm going to change. I have had an issue with Republican leadership both in this county and nationally. Let's be clear here. You better go back and start listening to some of the things I say on the show.
And that's a whole nother subject we haven't even
Oh,
touched
my
on
Lord
yet
mercy.
this morning.
Lee and I have not always agreed
Right.
at all, but I've had plenty to say about people around here, and I locally as well, statewide and federally, about the Republican leadership.
Yeah, we do
Kelly
that all
does
the,
not
we do
hold
that
back.
every day.
I don't hold back at all, and I am very opinionated. And I will go on to say again that my views are not always the same as my husband's, but I'm not going to take crap when it's lodged towards him when he hadn't done anything wrong by Republicans or otherwise here. And I will run my mouth because I can. And
This is
but I
our
have a
rights.
problem with a lot of Republican leadership.
Freedom
And
of
then
speech.
when I came home, we ain't even talked about this, Rayford, last night. I walked through the door late at night because I work Thursday's my late night, and I see that Scalise
has pulled
has
out.
pulled out of the thing. I'm like, what did I miss?
I don't
Lee?
need
What
this
have I
garbage.
We're
missed?
going to talk about that after the
Yes,
break.
yes.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Don't go away. It's just beginning.
On the next Goddard's Gold, we've got girls' names, a ton of them. Georgie, Eleanor, Jean, Claire, Julie, Mary, Bonnie, Sylvia, Rhonda, Annie, Tracy, Venus, Ruby, Maggie, Susan, Ronnie, Ruby, Judy, Sherry, Laurie, Bernadette, Wendy. I told you there was a bunch of them, and that's just to start. Girls' names, next gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and at 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? Do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
The Burrow Restaurant and Bar in Swansboro is hiring. We're currently looking for experienced line cooks and expos. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. The Burrow is open 7 days a week. Stop by for an application. Our sister restaurant, Il Cigno Italiano, is also hiring line cooks, expos, and bartenders. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. The Burrow Restaurant on Front Street and Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue, both in Swansboro.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts. Humphrey Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live on local Real Talk at Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. A few minutes, we're gonna be talking about all things veteran here in about 10 minutes or so.
Yes.
Right now, I want to know what in the Sam Hill is going on with your Republicans up there in Washington. Lee, explain me.
Wait a minute. My Republicans?
Yeah, they're apparently your
Everybody's
watches this
Republicans, whether you're a Democrat or unaffiliated, they're yours
So
too.
tell me what happened with Scalise. I'm just confused.
Okay, Scalise and Jordan were in the running to be Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
Scalise won the nomination from the Republican Party 113 to 99. Okay. Jordan said, okay, I'm going to throw my support behind you. I will do the nominating speech when it comes time to, open house and we vote on the Speaker of the House. Well, there's a group of about 15, and they were the ones that were responsible for getting McCarthy thrown out.
Yeah.
They refuse to budge. They don't want Scalise, and their demands, they have these demands, and I don't know the details of all the demands because they haven't released them yet, but I know one of them has to do with they still want that stupid rule that one person can make a motion to have the speaker taken out of the House, vacate the speaker seat. And it is ridiculous. They should have no rule at all, whatever about it, my opinion. But so it's not getting anywhere. 2 days up into the wee hours of the night, they're arguing and they're not getting anywhere because this group, they're very far right wingers,
radical, ridiculous radicals, right?
So
who do they
Scalise said
want?
yesterday, you know what? I don't need this. I take my name out of it. So now they're back to Jordan being renominated and whoever else. So this could go on for days.
Can I do that?
Yes, because you don't have to be a member of Congress.
But I'm an independent. Who does this group want?
They've not said yet. It's not been put out
So
there yet.
I'm assuming they have somebody they want to put in there.
I don't know. They just don't want to get along.
They don't want to get along.
Lee, say why.
Compromise.
Well, you told us off air. Now say why. What their issue is.
Well, the issue that I just said, that they want to be able to contain control of that rule where one person only can get up and make a motion to vacate the speaker. And
No, you had said that one of the issues they have is if someone goes and partners with a Democrat on some kind
that's
of rule.
right. And that's one of the reasons why that group and Matt Gaetz got up there and did the motion to have the seat vacated, because that group was angry over the fact that McCarthy worked out some deals with the Democrats.
They don't want to reach across the
They
aisle.
don't want any Republican reaching across the aisle.
All right,
But you have to.
We got a call.
You do.
Onslow County retired Commission Chairman Jack Bright. Hey, Jack, how are you?
Good morning, folks. Hope everybody's having a good day. I have been following the information that was provided by the Freedom of Information Act that your show has brought to the forefront about Mr. Rogers. And I don't think he's the only player in this. I think there's another board member that's also a player with this individual. But Mr. Rogers and what you have produced on the show that's documented facts, I think there's enough information there to show that Mr. Rogers doesn't need to be on the school board. He needs to find another niche in life, and he needs to find a way out of there and quit creating hate and discontent with the school board. If there was meat on that bone, the rest of the board would have taken action and went into closed session, and they would have resolved the issue. But he's wanting to bring personnel issues to the forefront, and that you don't do. I spoke about that a few days ago when I called in.
Yep.
You did.
But no meetings or events should not be funded by the school board unless it's approved by the school board. And then there's rules to follow. It seems like that Mr. Rogers wants everybody else to follow the rules, but he don't want to follow the rules himself. And it seems like that to me, by looking at the speakers that came and spoke, that he's maybe between him and Ms. Todd are inciting those people to speak at those meetings. And I find it's really odd and strange that Ms. Todd and Mr. Rogers wanted to blame the school board, and the speakers wanted to blame the school board and staff for actions of what happened at the school. But nobody, and none of the speakers, and Lee, you were there at the meeting, and if I'm wrong, tell me, but I didn't hear not one single speaker want to blame the ones that actually were driving down the road and pulling the trigger. I didn't hear none of that.
Yeah.
No, why?
So why wasn't the people that was actually pulling the trigger? It's like somebody goes and does a mass shooting, and they want to blame the gun for the violation and not the person.
Pretty much the same thing.
Seems strange to me, but it's. I think Mr. Rogers is just posturing for the next election and grandstanding on TV, and it's a payback for staff and the superintendent for calling him out for violating the policies and rules. And it just seems very obvious to me that that is what the case is and what he's doing. If there's not a recommended criminal action, if he didn't commit a criminal act on what he's doing, at least the minimum, it's a civil violation. And I would recommend to the school board attorney to investigate as much as possible and determine if it was an excusable expenditure, then go with it. But if it's not, I take civil action against Mr. Rogers and take him to court.
At least.
And make him be responsible for repaying all the taxpayers' money that was expended for that.
I totally agree. If they cannot find a criminal charge, and I still think that they probably ought to contact the sheriff's office and see if there's any criminal action that could be taken. That would be the first step. And if not, go for the civil action. You're absolutely right,
Well,
Jack.
and if they reimbursed him for meals and costs for driving back and forth, they should go after that also, because if he got paid for meals and was never down there for 3 days that he was supposed to be out of the 5.
He applied for that.
That's almost criminal.
Yeah, he applied for that, Jack. But the school system, Dr. Collins and company said, no way. They negated that. They would not pay it based upon what they had learned. So he applied for it, but that in itself, to me, is a criminal act.
Well, that's falsifying documents.
There you go.
Falsifying records and documents to get money that he didn't actually deserve or was entitled to.
Yep, we're both on the same page in that one, Jack. I think we're both right. Okay.
Well, anyway, I'll leave it at that. But I watched that school board meeting and heard those speakers speak, and I could tell that there was some collusion there between Rogers and Todd and the speakers.
And maybe a county
and I think
commissioner.
There's another player also.
Another,
but I'm not going to mention that right now. But
one of the county commissioners.
It will come out.
It has come out. One of the county commissioners was seen outside talking with that group of individuals on video and handing out business cards and telling them to keep up the good work.
I heard the same information, and I got that information from a very that had ears there, and they know what Mr. Scott was telling his people.
Yep.
They know exactly what he was telling them.
All right.
But they weren't part of the group, but they were there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think you guys are on the right track, and by bringing this to light, it's terrible that we have a situation and a system that puts people in office without vetting them more than what we did with him, and also with Eric Whitfield and some other ones that needs to go, really.
Yeah, well, people need to pay attention to what who's running for office and do their own homework too. Jack, got to run. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, you're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
This is Coach Bo Williams. You're tuned in to Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Your home for Jacksonville High School Cardinal football.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Family pack T-bone steak, just $8.99 a pound. Half bone-in pork loin is only $1.79 a pound. How about center cut thick bone-in pork chops, just $2.49 a pound. Whole sirloin chip is only $3.99 a pound. You get a 16-ounce package of Butterball ground turkey for just $3.99. Half cut boneless strip loin, just $5.99 a pound. And whole chickens are just $1.49 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, how about a 3-pound bag of Easy Peel Halos Mandarin oranges for just $4.99? Red Rome apples, just 99 cents a pound. Idaho russet baking potatoes, just 79 cents a pound. Ruby grape tomatoes, just $1.99 a pint. Jumbo green peppers, just 79 cents each. North Carolina grown yellow or zucchini squash, just $1.99 a pound. And you get a 3-pound bag of select varieties of Eastern apples for just $3.99. And you get 3 12-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
Safety on the highways begins with your tires. Before you hit the highway this upcoming holiday season, visit Battlefield Tire Pros, 103 Norris Road and Highway 24 in Swansboro, and let them inspect your tires for your peace of mind before traveling. Since 1963, Battlefield Tire Pros has served our community and military neighbors with name brands such as Michelin, Uniroyal, Firestone, Goodyear, and many others, including a good selection of used tires. They also carry lawnmower tires, four-wheeler tires, and motorcycle tires. And alignment service is available by appointment. Save time and money by skipping to dealerships and big box stores and let locally owned and operated Battlefield Tire Pros handle all your tire needs. Battlefield Tire Pros at the corner of Norris Road and Highway 24 in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Phone 910-326-4178 or visit online battlefieldtirepros.com.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
I'm Gianna Gelosi. The Israeli military warning 1 million citizens of northern Gaza to get out and move south ahead of an expected ground invasion. That is about half of the population of Gaza. IDF spokesperson Jonathan Cornricus.
There are civilians here whom are not our enemy, and we do not want to target them.
Hamas said the call is a ploy and told Gazans to stay in their homes. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in Tel Aviv meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Jordan, where he met with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. It's been more than a week without a House Speaker, and the top contender has said, forget it.
I withdraw my name, and I appreciate the interest y'all have had along the way. We still have work to do. We have to get this done.
Steve Scalise withdrawing from the Speaker's race after it became clear the GOP wouldn't come together to support him. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
And I think we're back. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown again.
Hi, I'm Kelly Knapp again.
Uh-huh.
And I'm here. I'm Lee Barris.
Yeah. All right.
And we have a guest.
For the people just
Yes.
tuning in, we got another red shirt in the
Yes,
studio
we
this
do.
morning. Paul Levesque. Hey, Paul, how are you?
Fine. How are you today?
Oh, well, well, you've been here for about 15 minutes or so listening,
Absolutely.
so you can just figure out. Well, wow,
Yeah.
what a day!
Good stuff.
And it's going to continue to get deeper.
Yep.
Paul, let's see, you're involved with a number of organizations and a number of efforts here.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to lay claim to this morning?
Okay. So today I represent the Non-Commissioned Officers Association Down East Chapter 906, specifically the chair of that branch, that chapter, Julianne Franczek, who's also the Veterans Day Parade Chair for
There you
Onslow
go.
County, Jacksonville.
And Veterans Day is coming up the week before Veterans Day, 1 week exactly on the 4th, I think, right?
That's correct.
Of November.
Yeah, for November, 3 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be rolling down Western Boulevard.
Okay. And we encourage a lot of folks. How many entrants do you have right now? Do you know?
They're trickling in right now. I think last count was anywhere from 20 to 25.
Well, that's okay.
Participants. That's not including the military units that have already committed.
Sure.
As always.
Yeah. And we're going to have a Marine Corps band.
Oh, yes. We'll have the 2nd Marine Division Band and the Color Guard.
Just want to make sure.
The whole 9 yards there. And some of the local high school bands will be there as well.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Good. So, that's always good. And I love it when that happens. And some of the units, I would imagine some of our local political leaders will be there too.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, the first plug I'd like to make is we, being that this is a Veterans Day parade, our biggest challenge every year is to find a suitable Grand Marshal. And, from past parades, we've had a gamut of, heroes and
yes.
So this year we're looking at a 103-year-old World War II female veteran. She served in the Women's Army Air Corps.
Really?
Yes, and she's a Swansboro resident. Her name is Virginia Rivas.
Okay.
So she is on tap to be the Grand Marshal this year. Hopefully, I have not met her personally, but I know that some of the veterans here in Oslo County have.
Wow.
And she's excited to try to do this for us.
Wow. There are not many World War II veterans left, period.
Exactly.
My goodness gracious, 103 years old. That's wonderful.
That'll probably be a record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be a
For
record.
the Grand Marshal for these
Oh my
parades we've been
God.
putting on.
What an honor.
Nothing else. That's a reason to turn out.
Yes, exactly. That's
To
definitely
honor-
what
to
we
honor
do this
her.
for, is to honor the veterans.
Yes.
Especially the past and the present. Certainly that generation is fading away.
Yeah.
We all know that.
You know,
So,
during World War II, I met a lady back in the 80s, I guess it was. Was the wife of a gentleman there in Wilmington, and he owned a little zoo, a small zoo, Totem Inn Zoo, south of Wilmington, down towards Carolina Beach. Her name was June. She was one of Rosie's riveters. She was very small. She's 4 feet 10 inches tall. Y'all don't even know who Rosie riveters were, do you?
No.
Okay. They're the ones, and most of them were females. During the war, they could go into very tight areas and do the rivets on airplanes that they were building.
Okay.
She was one of those.
Okay.
Man.
So I don't agree. I think you can, and I don't want to plug this too for sure, but the NCOA's website, NCOA 906,
Just did it.
www.ncoa906.com, actually has a bio for her. She was presented with an NCOA World War II medallion
Wow.
a
Cool.
year or so ago. And I think her bio will show that she may have some similar experiences while she served in the Army Air Corps.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
no doubt about it.
Awesome.
But we're really excited to have that take place. You mentioned the local and elected officials. Typically, we always have some county commissioners, the mayor, some of the state officials. This year, U.S. Congressman Greg Murphy has agreed to participate in the
Yay.
parade, so that'll be a plus as well. So we're excited for that as well.
That's excellent. I'm looking forward to that one. That's on the 4th of November, a week before Veterans Day. We talked about it, I guess, yesterday. And then why not do it on Veterans Day when Veterans Day happens to be on a Saturday? Is because a lot of people are out of town. A lot of people, they get, as Lee put it, they get their 96s and they're gone from the area.
Well, there's actually another reason. We are the second in line behind the Christmas parade. So the Christmas parade, being the oldest parade, always holds theirs on the third Saturday of the month.
Right.
Right.
So which puts us 2 weeks prior, because we can't go a week. They won't have back-to-back parades.
Yeah.
So typically, if there's 4 Saturdays in November, we're going to be the first Saturday, and the Christmas parade will be the third.
Got it. That works
The only
out
time
well.
that changes is if there's 5 Saturdays, will be the second Saturday, and then the Christmas parade would be the
Okay. Well, that's another good reason too.
So,
Now we
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Logistics.
Yeah. We're accepting parade applications as we speak. The deadline for the parade applications is the 20th of this month, which is a couple of weeks away. Actually, next Friday.
Next week.
Next Friday. And the information I have is that you can download those applications on the NCOA website, www.ncoa906.com, or you can email the parade chairperson at ncoaparadechair@yahoo.com, or you can call her. Her phone number is 910-451-8868 or 239-826-4772. And anyone interested in participating in the Non-Commissioned Officers Association, it's open to any branch of the service, as long as you served as an enlisted rank of E4 or above. In the enlisted ranks, you're welcome to join us.
You mentioned
Always looking on somebody.
You mentioned 906, and it's just all of a sudden it popped back to my head. I'll never forget that number because that was my last at Cary Beach PD. That was my call sign was 906.
Wow. Well, this
Good enough on record.
Paul, what was the first year we had the Veterans Parade?
Good question. 1995 was the first Veterans Day Parade here in Oswego County.
Wow.
And it was put together by the Vietnam Veterans organization here.
Pat Walker.
VVA.
Right.
Yep, Pat and Lee Walker were involved in it. They had it for 10 years, and they turned it over, and Rolling Thunder took it over in 2005.
Rolling Thunder did good too.
Yes.
Yes.
Rolling Thunder had it for 15 years.
And Paul is part of the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, so
like everything else he,
rides
is a
his
part
bike.
of. Yes.
I have a lot of experience with
Yes.
the Veterans Day Parade. We worked that parade so many years. In fact, although the Rolling Thunder chapter here is not hosting the parade anymore, we are working it. So
Good.
when you come out there on Saturday, the 4th of November, you'll see a lot of Rolling Thunder members in the parking lots helping with the lineups and so forth. So we're heavily
They're a
engaged, and
fixture.
it's something we want to keep up with. And we don't want to see this thing go away. I mean, it's something we need to do. I think we've only missed maybe 2 parades that I can think of, and that's in 2020 due to COVID.
Right,
we didn't do the parade. In 2021, the parade got canceled because the weather was.
Yeah, that's right. We had
yeah.
a bad storm. or
Well,
something,
it
yeah.
didn't turn out to be. It actually turned out
That's
to be a
right.
nice day.
That's
but
right.
It
I
was
remember
predicted
that
to be
now.
bad.
The
Yes.
threat of the threat of it
That's
canceled
right.
the parade. So those are the only 2 times I know of. So we need to keep this going. I've never seen it canceled in my time, and I'm hoping that
it'll be fine.
This will continue. Yes,
It'll be fine. You know, one of the I lived in Wilmington for a long time, and I was part of the Azalea Festival there. And one of the units that several times, I don't know who they were, 4 guys in a World War II era Jeep pulled up to the reviewing stand, of course, dressed in period uniforms, pulled up to the reviewing stand. They got out. They disassembled the Jeep, moved it forward in pieces, and reassembled it in about 2 minutes.
Oh my word!
That's awesome.
Wow.
I don't
I'm
know who
impressed.
I don't know who they are, but that would be wonderful.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Paul, just tell us why it's so important that the community come out and line the streets for this parade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's this parade isn't for us. It's for to recognize and honor the service members who served in the past and in the present, and we just owe it to them. It's freedom's not free, and you know, veterans paid the price for the freedoms we have today, and we can't forget that.
Exactly.
I know we take for granted. I served, in the Marine Corps for an entire career, and I never thought much about my service. But after I retired and I got involved with the veteran community, it brought me into really respect what these guys are doing and what they've done. And I served in a generation where some of my mentors were World War II and Korean War veterans, as well as Vietnam, which I served too. So we honor the veterans, we respect them. We the least we can do is show up and give them a wave an American flag as they march by and thank them for their service. One last thing I'd like to say about the parade this year is safety has become a real issue. And right now there's some rules in place that aren't really set in stone yet. However, drivers of any vehicle in the parade must be at least 21 years old now.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad about that.
And the other thing too is to make sure that we have the proper documentation for the vehicles in the parade. Um, drivers of vehicles, operators of vehicles should be ready to show proof that that vehicle is registered and insured, and not necessarily file that piece of paper.
Well, if it's
with-
registered, it has to be insured.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So don't be surprised if they check you at the entrance to the parade to make sure you have that documentation.
Now, what time does the parade actually hit the street?
Okay, 10 o'clock sharp.
10 o'clock.
It'll start rolling out from the community college. It'll roll down Western Boulevard for a couple miles to the Liberty Drive.
Right.
There by that shopping center.
Right. Yeah.
Now, is there any entry fee?
No, sir.
So it's free for those who
This
want
is-
to be in it.
This is a free parade.
Are there any other rules about what the parade entries can be, or who they can be, or anything else? I'm assuming you're not going to have any dissidents.
No,
you will allow, as I call them.
They wouldn't want to be out there.
No.
Not with all these Marines.
Yeah, the applications are pretty and we usually don't get too many off the wall requests to be in the parade.
Okay.
So I would say that you'll typically see some personal vehicles, some motorcycles, some floats.
Can I drive my
trucks.
If I could get enough rain, I could drive my boat down the river.
Yeah. That would be something. But no, it's there are some rules attached to the parade, such as we don't allow anybody to campaign. If you have a vehicle, we actually ask you to fly an American flag on your vehicle. We don't throw candy. We don't do any of that kind of stuff in the parade. So it's pretty basic with the rules, but we don't want to turn anybody away.
Sure.
We want to welcome participation, and most of the time it's common sense.
I don't think we'll have the problem here as they will have in other areas for a Veterans Day parade. But I'm just thinking about some protesters. Given today's current environment, what's going on in Israel right now, I can just see somebody wanting to try to get out there to do that. I'm assuming that you will have plenty of personnel there to make sure that doesn't happen.
Absolutely, and the JPD will be up and down Western Boulevard, and actually for protest, a permit has to be submitted anyway. So if anybody's out there protesting without a permit, I'm sure they'll be escorted away.
It will be removed, no doubt about it. I'm just thinking about some group that may, under an assumed name, a fictitious name, may want to file for an application, and then you find out who they are during the parade.
Well, this whole day is about honoring
Yes,
our
it is.
veterans.
So they just don't want to do that.
This is a community that we have seen in the past where protesters have tried to come in here and especially during the Gulf War, and it didn't turn out too well. So
I remember back in the 70s,
that
it was
happening.
even worse then.
Yes, sir.
They were greeted with open arms, shall we say.
Well, we urge people to be a part of this.
We do.
We're sitting
It's
here.
a great event.
And Paul's telling us about it. And, veterans are dear to my heart. You know that.
Yep, mine too.
Kelly's daughter of a veteran. You're a veteran. I'm not a veteran, but daughter of a veteran, and grew up
Son of a
in a
veteran,
military
too.
family, and living here all my life with our military base right here. It means a lot to me.
And last night down the river, I got the experience.
Right.
All of the I saw a couple of Cobras flying,
Yeah.
53s and Ospreys. They were all over the area where I was last night, and that was just like, this is great.
Yeah, exactly. And I just, you don't have to be a business owner to get out there and show your support.
Nope.
It's free entry too.
Yep.
Wash your car, wax it up a little bit so it looks good. Get you a bunch of
Put some-
American flags and get out there and
Put
wave.
the flags on it and just do it.
Yes. We really need to make this a big, big parade,
Yep. You got
especially with what's going on in the world right now. We need to acknowledge our military, and this is a way of saying thank you.
Because we've got people in harm's way right now.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Okay. Paul, thank you, sir.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. And
Oh, real quick, Beirut Memorial, are you involved in that planning?
No, I'm not in the planning, but I do know something about it.
Okay.
The Beirut Memorial will take place at 10:30 at the Beirut Memorial at the Lejeune
On the
Memorial
23rd.
Gardens,
Mhm.
the 23rd. There will also be a wreath laying at 1400. That's 2:00 in the afternoon at the Camp Geiger
Right.
flagpole there,
Mm-hmm.
which they do every year. This is the 40th anniversary, so it's going to be
Yes,
a pretty big one.
It's going to be a big
We're
one.
anticipating a pretty big crowd, and you know the families, the veterans of the Beirut. We all know where we were when that happened.
Absolutely.
And so, like any other terrorist attack, which that obviously was, I know exactly where I was. I was an active duty Marine, and then as soon as that happened, I got called up.
Wow.
And so,
Yeah.
you know, come on in. We got to have, we got this going on. But anyway, it's the 40th year. It should be a pretty big deal.
Wow. Yeah, I remember the very first one I attended. I went with my dad, and it was such a solemn occasion.
Yeah.
It was well done, but I'll never forget that day.
A guy that I was a TV news director at the time, and a guy that got out of the Navy at the age of 37, 20 years in the Navy. So he went in when he was 17 with his daddy's permission. He produced a documentary about that whole deal. I hired him. He was a Navy photographer at the time, and he was on a ship just offshore of Beirut. Of course, when things happened, he got choppered in.
Wow.
And he photographed. He brought to me, he had never shot any motion picture films. It was always still stuff. But he wanted to be a news photographer, television news. And I said, what kind of experience do you have? I didn't know anything about him at the time. So he produced a book with the photographs that he took. I said, you're hired.
Yeah.
And then he did a documentary. And part of it was at the Beirut Memorial, because I came up to assist him. I just came up to help him out and to do some of that stuff. So yeah, no, way back when.
Yeah.
And I was also a few days after the Beirut attack, the terrorist attack, when the president of these United States at that time, Ronald Reagan, came into Camp Lejeune and then to downtown Jacksonville. I was there. The rank has its privileges, as we know. I was the boss, but I went anyway, and just to be there. And another coincidence, ironically speaking, my brother-in-law flew Reagan in by helicopter that day. So he was attached to HMX-1.
Amazing.
There's a lot of history around here.
Yes, sir. A lot of history. I participated in the preparation for President Reagan when he decided to come here to Camp Lejeune, and
That's nice.
we just about closed Building 2. I mean, General Gray and all of his personnel had to give up phone lines and everything else for the Secret Service and everything involved.
Yep.
But that was a heck of a thing. There was contingencies. There was a lot of stuff put in action, and so as a result of my personal assistance, I guess you'd say, I have a proud memento from the president. They issued us a little Ronald Reagan tie bar.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Cool.
I have the
still have that.
coin.
Yeah.
Do you have the coin?
I don't have the coin.
I'm going to
have
get
the
I
tie
know
bar.
just a person to get you one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I know
get
you
you
do.
Yep. In fact, I'll have it next week. I'll get it for you.
Sounds good.
Paul, again, thank you. Thanks for what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks for your
everything.
prior service and your continued
Yes.
service.
Yes, this man right here, he spends every hour doing for other people
I know he does.
and working for the veterans and being a veteran himself. And I thank you for what you do.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take a
That's
break,
all.
do a little bit of weather, and we'll be back on the other side. We've probably got a little bit of dumb people news today. I am absolutely sure of it. Yeah, live and local real talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA.
Freedom 97.1 WSME with Jacksonville Cardinal High School football.
Be sure to tune to WSME Freedom 97.1 and worldwide online at WSME971.com. Tonight, as the Jacksonville Cardinals host the Vikings of D.H. Conley from Greenville. Pre-game 6:30 with Jerry Allen and Bob Warlick and the crew, the Freedom Crew, bringing you all the action. Kickoff 7 o'clock, followed by the Golden Corral post-game report. Jacksonville High School football is made possible by the following fine sponsors: Lane Family Dentistry, Southern Touch Painting, Wismart, Chappie's Chicken, Great Gas, Joe's Funeral Home, OAJ, Drive-In Storage, Pro Image, Bryn Mawr Jewelers, the law offices of John Drew Warlick, Bayshore Animal Hospital, and David Hall, State Farm Insurance.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville, has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious, healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, y'all, like I said last hour, you should have been down with me and with my buddy John down last night. We went fishing. We got a late start, so we only got one fish. And, you know, when the sun went down, the Spanish mackerel, they weren't hitting. They generally hit just before dawn and up until around sunset or right after. So we got there a little bit late, but it was a beautiful evening. It doesn't matter. It was a great day. We did get one. We know what we were doing. We did it right. We just weren't there on time. We'll be there Monday on time. I'll guarantee you that. Just you wait and see. Hopefully the weather will be good. We did manage to grab that one really nice Spanish mackerel. I think I showed both of you the picture.
Yes, it was
the only
beautiful.
thing missing, though, from our trip, George didn't give me one of those wonderful Aloha pontoon boats. I should have just
You got
snagged
to
it.
ride in it, didn't you?
I did. I got to ride in it the other Tuesday, in fact. But it would have been fun last night. We could have had a whole group of people down there with one of those. That's what
Yeah.
y'all need to be
We
doing.
could have had a whole
Cruising.
group of people
Just cruising.
that weren't invited. Just saying.
Well, my little boat's only 17 feet long. And when you start throwing hooks and stuff
But I
around,
thought you took the pontoon.
no.
Oh,
I
okay,
wish
I understand.
wish we had snagged the pontoon. And we
Mm.
would have been in good shape then. That would have been fun. And we could have invited a whole bunch of friends
Yeah.
and family
Yeah.
and everybody. All y'all. That's what you can do. Watch the sunset. The helicopters heading back to the New River Air Station. The slick waters of the New River. They were so slick last night. Wow, beautiful. It was cold. And I wore what I had on yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
I really didn't expect to be going downriver because it was raining. I had shorts and a t-shirt on.
You need to keep a jacket in your
I
Jeep.
got a little jacket, but that
no, I
wasn't.
mean like a jacket.
I gotta get a
Just in
coat. I gotta have a. I already
Yeah.
told Robbie I'm putting
Yeah, just
some
something.
other clothes on board. So I will have stuff.
Yeah.
I will be warm in the future.
Yep.
I'll probably will have a blanket as well. You never can tell. Well, I don't know what's going on with the phones, but we got a caller somewhere down the line. A sunset cruise with your Aloha is in your future. Just check with Todd or George down at Tideline Marine to see what you could be experiencing. Several Alohas are in stock right now, along with the Lund fishing boats, perfect for fishing fun on the White Oak and New Rivers for some fall and winter fishing fun times. And of course, if your interests are, maybe offshore, near shore, or even inshore, Tideline has several center console boats that you might be interested in. Tideline Marine, they're at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Stop in. They're open now. You'll understand what American power is all about. Northeasterly winds offshore today, 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore, dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Tomorrow, southeasterly winds 15 to 20, going to kick up a little bit in the afternoon, 20 to 25, and gust up to 30 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet, dominant period 6 seconds, sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough in the afternoon. Small craft advisory will be in effect from Saturday morning through Sunday afternoon. Northwesterly winds on Sunday, 15 to 20 with gusts to 25. Again, seas 4 to 6, 2 to 4 near shore, sounds and rivers choppy.
Today, sunny, high of 77. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 60. And then tomorrow, just to mess my plans all up, showers and thunderstorms, high of 79, even gusty winds, 70% chance of rain. So it's a fair bet it's going to rain.
Yeah, somewhere.
Aggravating as heck. Tomorrow night, a little more the same, 60%, woo, low of 58. And then on Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 72. But it's going to be downright gusty on Sunday. But
Yep.
I don't care. It'll be 72.
Yeah, well, wind and the water just aren't good. Before we get into Dumb Creek news, and Joy, if you're out there, I don't know what was going on with the phones. Call us back. Give us a ringy-dingy. Out there in California, where they've been doing this smash and grab stuff.
Yes.
Did you read about last Saturday?
No, I did
At
not.
a jewelry store in California, I think it's called the Prestige Jewelry Store. 5 guys described as wearing hooded sweatshirts used hammers to smash the jewelry showcases until they got stopped. They were in Manhattan Beach. Guess who stopped them? One of the employees in the store has a gun.
I like it.
And
I'm impressed the employee of the store had a gun.
he fired at them. They took off a run and
Mhm.
they got out of that store a little after noon last Saturday, and they were trying to steal the jewelry.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't charge the store owner because I feel like in California, as liberal as they are, they would have.
Guys armed with hammers. I'm sorry,
some
that's self-defense.
I'm with you 100%.
Bottom line.
I need some
Anyway.
jewelry.
I'd unload my
They
magazine.
got into their cars. They were waiting for them outside. Took off. They've got one guy. They arrested one dude, and and they got pictures of them doing their thing or starting their thing. There's some photographs taken by security camera. I'm sorry, y'all. if he had hit you, it would be all they could do. Wow, wow, wow. This same place had been targeted back in 2014. They got $250,000 in Rolex watches in less than a minute at that time, back in 2014. This dude said, it ain't going to happen today. And it did not. They smashed the stuff. They just didn't get away with anything. All right. Is that you, Joy?
Wow.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay. We're just full of it this
Kelly
morning.
and Lee, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joy.
I just want to say something. I am really disheartened and discouraged. Being a native here, it appears the past couple of years, all of our boards that we have that oversee these leadership, these boards, it seems like there's so much chaos, and I think my concern is that people really need to think really carefully and really investigate or try to find out about these people that we vote into certain positions, because I've never seen what's been going on since I've lived here. And it's really a shame. I mean, you think about every board, and even losing our county manager, which is really was very disheartening to me, and it was a very great loss. And I'm sure there's different reasons, certain circumstances, but it just seems like we're sort of like DC, but all in a small area. I mean, it's like all of our boards have these individuals that are people we're voting on to be on these boards, but they're causing more, they're not doing any good things. It seems like they're causing more discontent amongst the people.
Yep. And you know, it's our fault. It's the voters' fault. Those of you who did not vote, and those of you who did vote, who voted wrong, because you just looked at an initial right beside their name. It said R, so you voted them in. You didn't care about anything else.
Yeah, they really need, I mean, when you think about it, every board, I shouldn't say every board because I'm really not for sure, but it just seems like there's each one recently, or like I said, the past couple of years, maybe longer. I'm just saying a couple of years. There's just so much
hate and discontent.
The word is it's just disheartening, and it to see that we have good people in Onslow County that are very knowledgeable about lots of stuff, and it seems like you have one or two that wants to stir the pot.
Yeah.
And it seems like we're just like spinning our wheels, and we can't advance to make the county better or the city better because of certain individuals that we as the people have elected to be on these in these positions.
Yep.
And people really need to, I mean, if you're going to vote, you really need to be serious and not just do, like you said, R or D or whatever. And I know a lot of people that are turning to the unaffiliated.
Yep.
I just think that, I don't know how it can be straightened out unless the people just don't listen to what I tell you who you need to vote for. You find out about this person. You do, but your background work, you know, that's just, it just upsets me.
Yep.
It's just sort of sad.
Joy, thank you. It upsets us as well.
Have a great weekend, Joy.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. We got a municipal election coming up, several of them across Onslow County. So
Yes.
y'all get your mess together. You've got to learn what to do and how to vote. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. Dumb Crooks when we come back.
All right, here we go to this Rick Dees, and don't forget about Sports Talk with Chris Rayner. Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Great interviews, the latest in local, college, and pro sports. Chris Rayner is number one. Find Chris right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, Light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B, Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
It's summertime. No schedules, no stress, and no cooking. The Borough Low Country Kitchen has got you covered. Order a Carolina-style seafood boil to go. Sausage, potatoes, corn, with your choice of shrimp, crawfish, lobster, clams, mussels, crab legs, or a mixture. Seafood boils also make great party pleasers. Grab a quick lunch of Philly cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, fish tacos, and more. Dine in or take out. Curbside or dockside pickup. The Borough Low Country Kitchen. Corner of Front and Horse Streets in downtown Swansboro. BoroughLowCountryKitchen.com.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, we're back live on local Real Talk, and we're still doing some background work on one of our school board members here to find out if he actually appeared on the day that he was served, that he was supposed to be there for some civil action, and may or may not have been there.
Apparently
on
now
that
there's
day.
some questioning
We
to it.
we
Good
got
gracious.
we got some other
Plot
stuff here,
thickens.
but we also know that he's got another court date coming up in a couple of weeks, apparently now, for traffic violations.
Yeah, we're getting information. Did you say something about what we announced earlier? When we
Yeah,
said, yeah.
but
There's some questions
We
now.
don't know whether he was actually in court or appeared before a clerk or whatever. But he
Right.
didn't even answer the when he got served with the papers.
Right.
So it
He
was
didn't
a
answer that,
default
Right.
that he
Default
had
judgment.
to pay the
Right.
has to pay stuff. So anyway,
Whew.
so but on that date that he was supposed to be there, he may or may not have been there, and that was the second day of the conference at Wrightsville Beach. So we don't know. We don't know what we don't know at this time, but we do know that he did not show up at Wrightsville Beach until Wednesday, Tuesday night late,
Tuesday night, right,
19
right.
p.m. He showed up at the hotel. And we don't know what his excuse for not being there on Tuesday was. We haven't heard that yet.
No, that's not
Oh,
listed.
we do know that his excuse for not being there on Monday, which he filed 2 months later with the superintendent, is that he had an emergency over at Bryn Mawr Hospital. One of his clients, he's a counselor, one of his clients attempted suicide, and he had to go. He got a call at 11:54 at night, the night that he should have already been at Wrightsville Beach. Checked in while we were paying $358 for that
Agreed.
evening.
Yes.
And then he wasn't there Monday,
Mhm.
and he wasn't there Monday night. So there's another $148 that we just, away.
Right.
And then, of course, the 2 days of the
Classes.
2 days of the
Classes.
conference at $199 a day. That's another $398
Mhm.
that we just
We're up to
Give
almost
away.
$1,000 just right that alone. Yeah.
And he doesn't want to pay it back. He told the superintendent, he challenged the superintendent that he had an emergency and according to the emergency procedures, but you weren't even there.
Well, I agree. I
I question all of that. So, Mr. Rogers, you've got some splaining to do, as they used to tell me.
Mhm.
You got some
Splaining.
splaining to do.
I
Okay,
know.
dummies.
Yeah, so but I want to say too, I meant to bring this up yesterday and then we ran out of time real quick. So a Holly Ridge man has been sentenced to 22 years for child porn production.
Good.
Very happy to see that. His name is, and it's federal charge, it's federal
Mud.
prison, so he's not even getting out early.
Yep.
22 and a half years minimum, and followed by a lifetime of supervised release for production of child porn. Aaron Halbeson, and I don't know if I said that right, 35 of Holly Ridge, apparently pleaded guilty on March 15th of this year, but he was sentenced on Tuesday the 10th. And it was a case involving Homeland Security and the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. They started investigating him in 2019 about some photos and stuff, and he took the picture that was somebody he knew. I don't know. I mean, this
Oh,
scum of the
really?
earth. Yes. They had a bunch of lots more child porn not related to that child. And then talking about chats with others about sexual abuse of minors and videos of sex. Oh my God, this somebody, or why is he even still alive? But anyway, at least he's getting 22 and a half years.
Spell his last name.
Halbeson, I'll spell it. Halbeis like Sam, E-N. And he's 35. First name's Aaron, Aaron. 22 and a half years is awesome in federal prison. Not enough. I think it should be a death penalty case, but who am I?
He does not have any state history.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they took us to the federal courts.
But at least it went to federal prison and a lifetime of supervised release. So
Mhm.
that's good. Maybe the prisoners there will deal with him and we don't have to worry about paying for that, but who knows? All right, so some dumb crooks. So I found one. It happened here this a week or two ago in Indiana. And I don't know if we've ever had an Indiana story. October 5th. That was last week. What am I talking about? It's not even 2 weeks ago. So a girl named Kezia Shelton. She's 20. Oh,
She's a
Lord.
woman.
Yep, she's female.
Well, why did you say it that way?
She called her a girl.
Oh, yeah, I called her a
okay.
girl.
She's
yeah.
like-
She's
at
a woman.
at
What does
20,
that mean?
Shelton,
she's a girl.
she's 20
She's a
years
woman.
old. She went to a Kia dealership in Muncie, Indiana,
Muncie,
wherever that
Indiana,
is.
yeah.
Okay.
Muncie, yes.
She looked at a 2013 Kia Optima and said, I want to take this car for a test drive. They're like, okay. And they were
To
preparing
California?
her, but they were just getting distracted. There was what is bizarre, this gets better. So they kept getting phone calls, but no one was on the other line, so it kept distracting them. You guess where this is going. So the employee said, hold on, let me go answer this call again. And what does she do? She gets in the car and drives off. Now, the police are now convinced, because of what I'm about to tell you, that the calls were done on purpose. But anyway,
Sure.
all right. So the girl had filled out all the paperwork on the website, and cameras showed her going towards Indianapolis, and then at some point she returned back to Muncie. So,
She have any drugs on her when she got back?
it gets better.
Just gonna
This
guess.
idiot stole the car to go to a job interview as a stripper. Yeah, I thought you'd like this. And when the police called up to her at her house, she didn't have the car with her because what happens were she left the keys in the car in a parking lot next door to a RDI Motors dealership. But actually, they recovered the car 20 miles from Muncie. I don't know what happened with that. She said that she doesn't know what happened to the vehicle after she left it, but she's seen it on some blankety blank Snapchat. She was arrested on felony charge of auto theft and identity deception. And they said they don't know who was placing the calls, but they do think they're related to her. She just said she thought this was a joke and she didn't do anything wrong. She said she thought them arresting her was an actual joke.
Oh, good for
She's
her.
like, I went on a test drive. They said, no, honey, you stole this car.
Go-
And she
go-
had to go on her little interview because she was
Test
trying to be a
drive.
stripper.
Test drive.
So you got to steal a car,
Yeah.
go somewhere so you can take your clothes off so you can audition to be a stripper.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yeah. Let's take a break.
You're
I got
live
some
and
few
local.
more.
Real Talk
Yeah.
Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility, and designed to deliver a premium cut. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, you take me to these websites that I have to look at the pictures of some of the bad people that you talk about.
Rayford, you
Oh,
would be
my
shocked at
Lord.
what you see, and what you just
No,
pulled up
I've-
is even better.
I'm not even going to go there.
No, we won't even. Actually happened this week in Deltona, Florida, in County.
I love Volusia
They're
County.
always on live PD. And
Yeah,
stuff.
they're on
you
OP
can get a
Live.
lot of entertainment from that.
Yes.
So a guy named Joseph McDonald, he's 31. He this isn't funny, but I mean, was this guy thinking? He stabbed a 21-year-old man to death, arguing over marijuana. So, victim and a witness went to their friend's house to smoke pot. The friend was not there, but his brother, Mr. McDonald, was. McDonald let them into the home, but eventually got angry when he was not given a chance to smoke pot, and he threatened to kill the victim. The witness was in the garage. He heard them fighting. All of a sudden, the victim comes outside and he's bleeding from his abdomen to call 911. He was rushed to the hospital and he died. And at the hospital, they realized he'd been stabbed. So McDonald left the area, but at 1 o'clock, the cops are looking for him at this point. They see him. Someone sees him coming out of the bushes on a street called Newmark Drive, and it was 3 miles from the crime scene. He was bleeding with injury to his left hand, and the hospital says it was something from a sharp eye. He probably stabbed himself when he was stabbing the guy. So he had been living. The cops had learned he'd been living for about 2 months. A lot of mental health issues, apparently, but he's being held without bond. And I have one. I mean, that's just sad. It is very sad. One more very quick story, because someone asked me about this story, and I talked about it last year, and they wanted me to see if there was an update. And I want to go ahead on the record saying, so far, no, I have not been able to find an update. So do you remember the story about the guy in Texas, in Fort Worth, that they were calling him Edward Scissorhands because at 3 a.m. every night, he'd go out and trim all the neighbors' trees, ticking them off, because then the HOA finds them.
Can't trim mine.
Hey, he needs to move to your neighborhood but he was ticking off in the HOA. If they're not, apparently, this is why I don't like HOAs, but if they're not cut a certain way, the homeowner gets fined and they have to replace the tree. So he'd been caught on video with his dog, or a dog. They don't even know that's his, but no one still knows who this guy. How do you not know? I mean, first of all, he walked. So I'm thinking he had to have lived near there.
Yeah.
I mean, and 1, 2, why is he out there cutting all the neighbors' trees? There's that issue. But so for the person that asked me, I have checked and double checked. I cannot find anywhere that he was actually identified. And I'm even watching a video of him just cutting the trees out there like some kind of weirdo, 3 a.m. And there's numerous police reports.
Maybe he's gone on to be Mike Myers now. Have you seen Mike Myers of Detroit? He's on Facebook Reels and TikTok. He is hilarious.
Yes, and he is funny. Yes. So anyway, that's what I have for now. I'm going to save the other ones I have for a later day.
Okay. Well, coming up today.
Sports talk.
We'll get to that in just a second. But also the Onslow County Sheriff's Office, Jacksonville Police Department, Battle of the Badges. First pitch, they're going to be throwing balls at each other, right?
Right.
Okay. It's a baseball game.
It's to raise funds for
$10 admission. Olympics. First pitch is at 6:30 p.m. and it's going to be at the
Jacksonville Commons.
It's for the Special Olympics, and it's going to be at the Commons, Battle of the Badges. So that'll be a good one.
I wanted to go so bad, but we've got Cardinal football tonight.
We do, and just see what else is there. We've got Mullet Festival.
Mullet Festival.
Mullet Festival. I think we got a parade of boats today. This evening. From what I'm understanding, I heard the Coast Guard talking about it yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, putting out just advisory notices from Dudley's Marina to Casper's Marina, Dudley Marine to Casper's Marine, and then over to the bridge. There's going to be, I guess, people just put their boats out there.
And we have Apple Fest tomorrow, too.
Apple Fest is tomorrow. Butler Festival kicks off tomorrow morning with the parade.
Parade at 9 a.m., I think you said?
I think it is. And then there's food all day long. And guess what they're going to have? It's called mullet fish. They're going to have lots of fish. Was there anything else that we had this weekend that we haven't talked about? Cardinal football is tonight, of course. Other football games in the area, and you can learn a lot about it coming up on Sports Talk here right after this show.
Right.
And right after Fox News break. So Sports Talk this morning. Our host,
special guest,
Chris Rayner,
Brian
Bailey, and Bob Warlick.
Yeah,
he's half of the team.
Right, it's a broadcasting team.
Yeah, Jerry Allen and Bob are the broadcasters who cover play-by-play for tonight. for the Cardinals game on WSME 97.1.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'll do it for you. Give him 6.
I don't need you not to ever do that again.
No, that's part of the broadcasting.
Well, you need
sir.
to say it a little better than that.
Yeah.
Don't tell
He
it,
sounded
Jerry.
just like him.
Did I?
Yeah.
I
you
heard
did.
it a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
Lord.
On
Y'all
our-
need to practice that there.
On our world.
That is
Cardinal
rough.
Broadcasting Duo, Jerry Allen, Bob Warlick tonight, and coming up on Sports Talk with Chris right now, right after Fox News, Brian Bailey and Bob
I
will
love
be there.
Jerry.
And Jerry will be joining the operation tonight. And I'm sure, absolutely 198% sure that Ashley's going to be there too, doing some background stuff. Guaranteed.
he's
He always
always
does.
there.
He's got
He's a
to.
mess.
He walks all over that field too. Every
Yeah,
time.
he takes
both
command.
sides, everywhere. And then, of course, Hollywood will be in charge of all that. But
Yes.
coming up right after Fox News will be Sports Talk. And after that will be another dose of a Daily D's sometime after 10 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Hollywood, speaking of Hollywood,
That's right.
Rick's going to hand it off to him for some great weekend music. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We will see you on Monday.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
News, I'm CJ Papa.
This